On a serious note about insanity, about crazy. I know about crazy. Certain individuals, entities, have tried to run me crazy on several different occasions, and they all made the same narrow minded mistake. Whatever doesn't kill you actually makes you stronger. Everything you endure and survive mutates you to be able to cope with it better next time. Now, when something is done repeatedly, you can become invincible or impervious to that thing. Each time there was an attempt to destabilize my mind and I survived it, it gave me mental muscles. So I have what you call a strong mind. Each attempt, each struggle made me stronger, made me more sane, which led to the level of sanity I have now. Like the dogs barking in the background, you'd be amazed at the tricks used to destabilize a person's mind. Someone seeing someone's mind as a threat, you can see it. I dealt with things you would not believe. Idiots. And how do I know they're idiots? They have no ammunition. They're like the aliens in the Simpsons. They have stolen technology, which they don't even have the mind to really use. They're using it to perpetrate a fraud. I tested them. You know what they use for ammunition? Ammunition I gave them and fed them, which means they have nothing. That's a stupid move to take ammunition from your enemy. What if he sells you guns that all backfire? That is stupid to buy weapons or to steal weapons from your enemy, unless it's a stupid enemy. Because I'm the kind of enemy that will plant some weapons for you to steal. Rather than be wondering about what you're gonna come with, I'll arm you. And you say, oh, we got him now. He just gave us the ammunition. Because you're cavemen. You're simple. Sanity, you don't get a clue. To attempt to take it from someone, you must first know what it is. So their attacks are centered at your physical self. They have no idea where sanity is or where the mind is. They can't attack it because they don't know where it is. Their attack is at the brain, at the sensory switchboard. Okay, this is what this is what's ammunition they're gonna use. Sound and light. They didn't stand a chance. Not one little chance. The things that they did. Let me give you an example. Sound. You know, first you plant the thought that if you hear voices, you're crazy. Okay? Now all we have to do is make them think they're hearing voices. This is so easy that a kid can do it as a prank. Okay? You can plant a bunch of little tiny devices all kind of places. And they make speakers big as a eraser on a pencil. And so you can put these things anywhere. And they keep hearing little whispers and chants. You're talking to yourself. You're crazy. Or you're crazy. Or this, or the worst one. Voices you can't distinguish what they're saying. So your mind fills in the gaps because it's that incredible. And they have driven people insane, thinking they hear voices. And all they were hearing were micro recordings, little micro speakers. They could do it to your car, you could do it to your house, to your curtains, to your furniture. And you know you're hearing something, but it's impossible because there's nothing here. And that's how simple it is to mentally assault someone. They attack through the brain. They can't get to the mind except through that gateway, through your ears, through your eyes, through your skin, through your tongue, through your nose. Okay, ears are a good example. All I have to do is damage your ear, and the wind blowing through your ear sounds like a pair of new jeans rubbing together, like you're hearing voices. That's just the air blowing through your ear. Make sounds like voices because your ear is damaged. So there are people walking around out there thinking they're crazy, hearing voices, and all they have is an inner ear infection or ear damage. And they're out there collecting SSI and thinking they're crazy because someone they laid on someone's couch who really was crazy, and that person convinced them they were. This is how simple it can be. So something this simple can be undone. That's what this whole process is about. Undoing the damage, counteracting it. Trademark. We don't even want to begin to discuss what can be done with light and shadows. You've seen these street magicians. Your eye can be tricked so easy. You can be made to see things, which means you can be made to think that you're losing your mind. These tricks are really being played not just by governments and secret agents, but you got to remember that businesses and corporations have risen to the level where the government used to be. They have technology that only the government had 20, 30 years ago. And so they have their own secret agents and entities and things that they do. They even hire ex-government secret agents to teach them how to do it. So don't just always think it's these guys. A simple private investigator can mess your world up in reverse. You see, you have narrow information. You have missing information. You have what is called holes in your mind, where there's just something used to be there, but it's been moved or blacked out by by take a picture and you keep scribbling on top of it until you can no longer tell what that picture is anymore. For everything that exists, there is an opposite. Not because it's supposed to be, because it's been set up like that. So if you have a private investigator, someone who goes around getting information or spying on someone, you also have things like investigative hit people, people whose job is to sabotage other people, to mess them up, to get dirt on them and destroy them, not just get information, but put information out. Idiots who think they're intelligent, like dime a dozen cookie idiots, thinking the same way though. You can call their moves by the thousands. That's how repetitious and what you call cliche their words and actions are. For every one doing it, the next thousand will do the same thing in the same situation, given the same stimuli. Like it's not enough free thought to go around. It's like a million billion, 7 billion avatars and only a few users. And the users are being taxed to the maximum, which means that the avatars are in auto mode, running a standard program. No one's actually guiding them. Now, intelligence, out intelligence, I don't know. I, I didn't create either one of those words. It's the intelligence part. There you have it. I'm more concerned about the sanity part and the insanity part, or outsanity or unsanity. You know, the word insane should be unsane. And let's look at this word sane. Sanity. Now, where I'm from, sanity also means cleanliness or cleaning or germ free, or denotes this type of thing. But the word doesn't carry over. People don't carry the word over sanitation. You know, they don't carry it over. Sanitarium, sanitation, sanity, all come from sane. So what does that mean? Sane is clean and unsane is dirty, foul, infected, an infection, an illness. So unsane is a mental illness or ill way of being. Sanity is to clean up. All right. Now understand how this works. If you know anything about computers, you are just your phone device. You know what it means to when it tells you you need to clean your device. It means you have a lot of excess junk in your memory, and it's using up too much memory. It does other things like make your phone overheat, and a lot of things where you have different reactions to this phenomena. You have completely different ones because a phone memory is no comparison to what you have. A computer is no comparison. A brain cell may be a comparison to their supercomputer, just one brain cell compared to their greatest computer may be some kind of matchup, but comparing your brain to a computer doesn't even come close. And me trying to compare your mind to a machine or a man-made thing, period, is not possible at all. I can't give you a metaphor for your mind. It doesn't exist. There is no thing that can be compared to your mind. Remember that your mind and your brain are not the same thing. The brain is only a relay station, a switchboard, okay? It is not the source. It is controlled by chemical electricity. That's something that you may not be aware exists. Let me explain to you about chemical electronics, okay? They're used by high level people, militaries and countries and stuff, but you're not allowed to use them at your house. Okay, you have to use wires and fiber optic things found re, um, reverse engineered from alien technology, as they say, and the things that they found. You have to look that up for yourself. But you're not allowed to use this chemical electricity. You see it all the time in your life. You used to see it. You might not see it now, but when we were young, all of us saw it. Okay? Where do you see chemical electricity at? It works inside yourself, but you can see it in a firefly. Now, here we go. You see it in fireflies. What makes a firefly tail light up? Isn't plugged up to anything, isn't struck by lightning. Chemical electricity. That you have inside you, but you don't have nowhere for the light to shine out except your eyes. And your eyes are set up to go two ways, and no one's telling you. They're just telling you you can grab images and bring them into your mind. They're not telling you what you're putting out. If you want evidence that you're putting out, watch insects and how they avoid your vision, your field of vision. A fly will stay out of it. A fly will seem to disappear to you, maneuvering out of your field of vision. A bug will stop when it moves into your field of vision. It will stop as though it feels rays coming out of your eyes. Watch a cat as it is sneaking. It stays out of your field. How does it know where your field of vision is? It's like you're shining some flashlight out there that sends out a light and it's staying out of the light if you watch it. Your eyes work two directional. You work two directional. But we can't cover that in this note. And so, the one strike and the purple pill is swallowed. And people are saying, hey, we're with you, we're behind you, which makes me extremely nervous to have so many mentally unstable people behind me. That does not, he was like, he should be glad. No, he should not. You people are unstable. Why would I need, what do I need you behind me for? That is not the call. That is not the campaign. That is not the ones. Get behind and in front and beside yourself. And you're insane. Stay in your place. There's no such thing as behind me unless you're really physically standing behind me. It's an insane concept. We behind you. We got your back. A figure of speech. Why is a figure of speech necessary instead of just saying exactly what you mean? Why must you use a figure of speech instead of saying exactly what you mean? Why must you make an attempt at confusion or take a chance that confusion or assumption can be made instead of saying exactly what you mean? A figure of speech, a metaphor. I don't like any of those things. Those things have almost destroyed the world. Metaphors. The Sumerian tablets, when they translated this stuff and made it that Bible, they used metaphors. And it came out completely different. No, keep your metaphors. Tell me about the is. Don't tell me about what it's like. Tell me about what it is. Because anything else is insane. What is insane? Insane is for you to be out of touch with what is or not have a grip on what is. The more, the better you have a grip, as they say, on what is, the saner you are. In other words, the more you know about something, the better you can deal with it, manipulate it, defend yourself against it, or whatever. The better you can handle it. So if you are aware of life, you can handle it better. Case in point, as I attempt to make this note, I noticed a pattern. When I'm not saying anything and I don't press record, I don't see a single car on this nowhere street that leads nowhere. Okay? But the minute I press record, I see traffic coming from far heading directly this way, like that's its only destination is to come by here. Now, there's all kind of possibilities. But when it's definitely messing me up, I don't care what the possibilities or intentions. I just be wanting to stop. Now, record on a public street, okay, you can't ask people to stop traffic and stop driving by because you're talking. And these insane people will drive by just because of that fact, okay? That's because they're insane. Now, they're going nowhere. And then there's the other group. No one needs to hear what he's saying, so let's go make some noise where they can't hear. People are listening and he don't know it. They can't hear. I can't hear either. And neither can you with all the noise they're making. That's really smart. It's really smart. Now, let's get back to the point. Now, the more you are aware of something, the better you can handle it. The less you are aware of something, the less you can handle it. As in the case of surprise. Surprise is difficult to deal with because you aren't prepared. Being aware is the opposite of being not prepared. It's being more than prepared. You can be prepared and more prepared at equally as more aware, more aware, more aware. You can understand how it's going to begin, but you can also understand everything in between to all the way to how it's going to end. And then you're fully prepared. Like the third attempt to say this, I didn't want you to record all those cars to make a point. It could be something hidden in the sound. But the point is, being insane is to be out of touch with what is. Being sane is to be in touch with what is. What is touch? Touch is awareness for us. It's how we get awareness, by touch. Something must touch your eyes in order to see it. Light must touch your eyes. In order to smell something, gases must touch the nose in your nose. In order to hear, vibration must touch your ear. Likewise, you must touch something with your hand. You understand that it's just one sense, the sense of touch. Awareness through touch. Now, awareness. Now, the more you are aware of life, the better you can handle it. The more you are aware of yourself, the better you can handle you. If you are unaware, you can't handle it. You can't handle yourself, you can't handle life, you can't handle your children if you're insane about any of those things. You can't handle the world, you can't handle your social situations or your job nor anything. Whatever you are insane, or the more you are aware of something, the more you are prepared for it. The more you are prepared for something, the more you are able to deal with it and handle it. It's a piece of cake if you are fully prepared, if you are fully aware. To be totally unaware or oblivious is happenstance and accidental, and there's just so many words I can use, sort of like what you're going through right now. That's what it'll be like to be unaware, to be insane, to not be fully prepared for any of this. So you're gonna need a list of threats to your sanity, social threats and terrorist threats. 'Cause like I told you, there are people, individuals who can use equipment to drive you insane if you're targeted. If what you're thinking or doing is a threat to someone else who can afford to pay for something like that, and it's just too messy to kill you, they will. If they can find out some dirt about you, they'll take the simple route. If they can't, they're going to tell everyone you're a madman and try to collect or manufacture evidence to that fact. Believe me, I've been going through this for decades. I'm an expert.